Let me go on the old Goop tube and see if it's working live. There's like a delay.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. It's working.
Cool.
Oh man, Joseph, what's up, man?
Man, just hanging out. How about you?
Same here. Good practice today. You
That
feel
was,
like
yeah, my
you're ready for this match? Are you gonna smash this guy? What are your thoughts?
I feel like I'm ready. I'm definitely stronger than I've ever been. My peak coming into this match, my starting point was stronger than my peak for last match, my little base.
Yeah,
So I definitely feel stronger on the table than ever. I'm excited. Um, I'm excited to see how it goes. It's a big match.
it's a huge match. I mean, I'm
It
happy that
is.
Caleb got to come over here. We got a what's up, guys, from Scott. What's up, Scott?
What's up, Scott? Daddy Scott.
Daddy Scott. I'm happy you had a practice today. It was great.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you
I'll
for having
upload the
us all over.
footage. Yeah, I'll get that footage tonight. All right, man. I got some questions for you, some background questions. Someone said
Send them.
today that my questions are boring, so fuck you, Vince, first and foremost. All right. All right. Give us a little bit background on yourself, Joseph, for people who don't know you outside of Arizona. So you started off with powerlifting, right?
I did.
And so how
Yep.
did you get involved in lifting altogether?
So when I was probably 4 or 5 years old, I remember my dad going out and working out every day, and I would just go out with him and watch. I remember one of the most vivid memories I have is coming into the gym and he had a 90-pound dumbbell behind his head and he was doing those, and I thought it just looked so cool. Um, Started working out with him, and it kind of it never left. I mean, I got bit by the bug and started gymnastics and all that kind of stuff. So I've been working out since like seriously working out since like 11.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, since 11. Okay.
yep, yeah, that's why I'm this tall.
Oh yeah, when I was growing up, they said if you lift weights, you'll stay forever that height, right?
Yeah,
That's
or if
not what they
or
said.
if you or if you drink coffee, yeah.
That's me. Got the twofer.
Yep.
Were you involved in any other sports besides powerlifting and strength training?
Yeah, so I obviously first I did gymnastics when I was super young, and then I got into powerlifting at around 11, and then middle of middle school, kind of going into high school, I started playing football, and I played football all through middle school and all through high school. Did pretty well with that.
Hmm.
So
What
obviously,
position?
I played
What
defensive
position?
end,
Defensive end. Nice,
defensive end, and outside linebacker. Yeah,
nice.
loved it. Football was the first real love of any sport for sure.
Did you want to go like to college with it, or what was your thoughts on that?
I did. But what was funny was I ended up actually getting a scholarship for powerlifting to Ohio State.
Oh,
Um, didn't end up going, but I ended up getting a partial scholarship for that. I didn't even know universities had powerlifting teams, but
you must have been good.
yeah, I did pretty well with powerlifting.
And then how
But
far in powerlifting did you go?
powerlifting, I
Do you have
was
any records or something?
yes, actually. So this is pretty interesting. If you look up Joseph Meranto on Google, Joseph Meranto powerlifting, I have more USAPL records, national and state records, than anyone who's ever competed in USA powerlifting.
Okay, okay.
So I have I think over 200 state and national records with that. So I got to the point I was beating my own records.
Really? So I'm looking at it
Yeah.
right now. So it looks like, shoot, okay, so I'm at openpowerlifting.org,
Or USAPL. That's one of
USAPL.
them. Yeah.
So what was your best, like bench squat, deadlift, and all that?
I think that those were up at the top. So I was 17. At my best bench then was 259. Deadlift, I ended up going for 430, missed it, and ended up getting with my second attempt of 402.
Hmm.
And then a squat was 347 at that one. I remember that tournament. It's at the Marriott.
Yeah, they're always
I
at the
I,
Marriott.
I know. I was 140 pounds on
Wow.
those. Yeah, yeah.
What do you think of? What do you think? What's your opinion on like equipped powerlifting, like one ply, two ply, all that good stuff?
Dude, that is so technical. I mean, like you get those bench suits and if you're 1 pound heavier, 1 pound lighter, they're not going to work. So equipped powerlifting is definitely super duper technical with everything going on. It's amazing to see the weights they lift. I personally wouldn't do it because I do think it's just better to see what you can lift on your own without the aid of any wraps or bench shirt or anything like that or
Hmm.
squat suit. But it's definitely an art form in itself.
I feel like it's a little bit more exciting. I introduced a guy to arm wrestling. His name is Ryan. He's like that really big guy. He
Yeah,
used
yeah.
to his best bench raw was 500 and best one ply bench was 722. So pretty fucking sick.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely throw on an extra couple 100 pounds with the suits for sure.
I have some questions from Caleb actually.
Oh,
Um,
send them over.
all right, Joseph, what is your height?
I am 5'8".
5'8". And what is your? I know this is a question that a lot of people have different opinions on. What's your opinion on table time versus weight training and using handles?
That's a good one. And I can go off about this one. I think they both have their time and place. Um, I would
So
attribute
let's say for simplicity's sake, you're a new guy. So
you're a
where
new
would
guy.
you what would you do?
I would start at clubs, just arm wrestling. I mean, if you're a new guy, start arm wrestling, start figuring out the basics of actually being on a table and how that works and where you're comfortable,
Mhm.
and get acquainted with that and everything. Get familiar, but because a lot of what I do as far as handles and belts and weight training goes into what I already know about arm wrestling. So
Yeah.
the positions that I am on the table is what I try to mimic with pulleys and weights and all that stuff. So I think understanding arm wrestling and getting the basics down with it is great. But I mean, obviously, if you're a beginner, you can't go wrong with hammer curls. You can't go wrong with uh, cupping exercises. You can't go wrong with pronation. There's
Yeah.
simple things that translate well. But as far as like table and pulley workouts, I would definitely just get familiar with arm wrestling first.
Is there some like universal truths to? I believe like like powerlifting, strongman. There's some universal truths. It's like, is there something like in arm wrestling where it's like you have to do this one exercise, like pull-ups, for example?
Uh, I can go back and forth with pull ups. I think they're a great accessory exercise for sure, but I think there's a lot of other exercises that translate to the table a lot better.
Like what?
Working back pressure, cupping, even side pressure. I mean, pull ups, they're great, but not many people can do one arm pull ups, but you can do one arm accessory workouts.
It's true.
So
Michael Layton says the king from Kingman himself says hammer curls are life. What's your opinion on hammer curls?
I love them. I put them on the hammer curls. I mean, hammer curls, they do mimic the position really well. And if you're doing partial reps and get a little bit of a wrist flexion going on with them, they're they're a great accessory and a good bicep builder for sure.
Hmm. And so, since you started, like you're around 2 years in or so, did your opinion
Yeah.
between how to train did that kind of shift over time, or did you already have like a good handle on things?
So I was lucky enough when I first came into the sport, I was meeting like Miguel, Lewis at the time, Eric
Yeah.
Wolf, all these guys that have been in it for a lot longer than me. So they were kind of guiding how I was training from there on. And I mean, YouTube, Devin Larratt, obviously, you know, there's enough stuff out there about how to train for arm wrestling that you can get a good grasp of it. But I think that obviously the best thing for arm wrestling is arm wrestling, but
Mhm.
it's never a disadvantage to be strong anywhere.
True.
Um,
And how did you get involved in arm wrestling in the first place?
dude, that's a weird one. So through middle school and high school and stuff, I was always beating everyone in arm wrestling. Like I was always beating the seniors as a freshman. I liked it. Never really trained for it, just knew it was something I was kind of good at, and never knew it was a real sport. 2020 came around, and I'd gotten out of high school, gotten out of powerlifting, football, all the kind of competitive things, and I needed an outlet. Started watching more of Devin and that whole scene, and found Armbet. And it was a really good time. It was right like the time I got into it. It was right around the time my dad passed, so I had a really good outlet to just go and start
Yeah.
practice was the first practice I ever went to. And
Was
yeah,
is that the
I
one at
started.
Alex's house?
That was the one at Lewis's house. It was like a barbecue. It was during COVID. Yeah.
Those are the times like COVID. Everything and everyone were weird during that time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the one little piece of normalcy I had was going to Lewis's house. No one was wearing a mask and everyone was just fucking having a good time, like an awesome get together. It was fun.
And when you started out, who was like? I know when I started out, it was like, "Oh, did you hear about this guy named Lewis?" You know, like, "Oh, Lewis is here,"
Yeah.
whatever. And then heard about Miguel and stuff like that. So who are some of the people that you heard about or kind of like aspired to early on?
Kirby
Yeah,
and Obi and Obi. Kirby and Ovi, and I ended up actually meeting Ovi my second practice ever was at Miguel's house,
yeah,
and so I ended up meeting him there. I remember like looking at his forearm and stuff. There's no difference like to where his wrist and forearm. It's just one. It's crazy. And I remember asking him, I was like, "What do you do for that?" He's looked at me, and goes, "Wrist curls," and walked away. I was like, "Okay." um,
yeah. All those like very seasoned guys. They're all kind of they'll give you like little bits of information, and
it's
then
not a secret. I mean, anyone can ask me what I do, and I'll give them detailed instructions. It's exactly what I do.
yeah.
It,
I mean, we all pretty much do this exact same thing.
yeah,
All right. I know you got to go. It's wait, 7:15?
yeah, 7:15.
7:15 got work, right? All right.
Yep.
Let's go through these things. How do you so you pull a couple times per week. How do you structure yourself during a practice? Like do you say I want to work my riser, I know you're working on top rolling right now, but how do you when you're going into a practice, do you have a certain mindset that you're going to do?
So I treat practices just like workouts. So I do want to go into a practice and I want to pull the strongest people and kind of red line first, and then obviously there's the bigger the practice, the more arms you can kind of start working your way down and
Yeah.
holding people and kind of working on different things. But yeah, when I go into a practice, I want to do my heavy sets, as you could say, first, and then I want to start tapering down and doing more holding and stuff.
That makes sense.
But, but yeah, I mean, I have been working top roll. I'm comfortable in a hook, comfortable to press. I want to get super comfortable top rolling, and I know I'm going to get a little flack for this, but I want to get comfortable kings moving. So I mean, the sport, there's so many different things you can do, and I think it's just super impressive, and it would behoove you to be good at everything, or at least be as good as you can be in every position.
Were you naturally a good hooker from the start?
Yeah, I would say hooking came natural to me. Just that, oh, I've been pressing for so long. You know, it was a hook press. Hook press was that
Mhm.
like my stubby little arms kind of paid off with hooking. So I kind of gravitated towards that first, and got super comfortable. That I love good hook battles for sure.
Do you regret so that like compared to where you are now compared to when you started, do you
Wow,
regret anything you did during that time or maybe training a certain way or
I actually
like
don't.
that?
I have no regrets as to um, the process to getting to where I'm at now. I think that's a beautiful part of it. I can look back on things that maybe I've done then. I'm like, oof, like that's I would definitely wouldn't do that now. But it's all a learning curve. Over 2 years, I think I learned something new at every practice.
Absolutely.
Um,
We have a question from Michael Layton. What the fans really want to know is what, in your humble opinion, is the best pancake syrup? We're more waffle guys
dude, I
here.
don't even know.
Are you a waffle guy or a pancake guy, Joseph?
Dude, it depends. I mean, Belgian pan or yeah, Belgian waffles,
Mhm.
phenomenal. But I think on the regular, maybe pancakes.
Yeah. My
I don't
favorite
know,
pancake
just a good
syrup
maple
is
syrup.
I like that the Costco, the real maple syrup. I don't do that
Yeah.
Aunt Jemima. Well, there's no one. It's not Aunt Jemima now. It's like Pearl something. I don't know. I think they should
Okay.
bring Aunt Jemima back.
Oh, wait,
Anyway,
bring her back.
um, let's talk about tournaments. What was your first tournament?
Do you remember? My first real tournament, I believe, was UAL Scottsdale.
Oh, that one. That was a fun one. And it
That
was
was actually a really good tournament.
the finals was you and Kirby, right?
Yeah. Yep. I competed twice. So I competed the first day in amateurs,
Mm-hmm.
did that, won amateurs, and then I competed in the open right the next day and ended up taking second to Kirby.
So at that at that point where you're like, I'm a pro, or like when did you consider yourself like I'm a pro arm wrestler?
That I think when I finally started beating some of the top guys in the state, some of the guys that had been at it
Mhm.
for a long time and had been because after that UAL tournament, I never competed amateurs again after.
Yeah.
Um, and no, I think amateurs is great, but I definitely wanted to keep testing myself. And if you're doing well in pros, and stick to pros. But I
Yeah.
think you're a pro once you start getting recognized throughout arm wrestling community as a whole and start doing well in
So
pro
you're basically
tournaments.
saying that it's skill level based. You're cutting off Joseph.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, if you're beat guys that are considered pros, there you go.
Mhm.
I think you're right up there with them.
And so like let's say you have an amateur coming up. When should they compete in their first tournament?
You're lagging a little bit.
I'm like, see, you're lagging to me.
What was that?
See, um,
You're lagging to me.
all right.
What?
Did you hear my last question?
No. What was that?
All right. So, am I still lagging?
No, you're good right now.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, for a beginning arm wrestler, when should they start competing in tournaments? Is there a certain time frame, like a month or 2 months? Should they go right into it?
If you get the basics down and you're arm wrestling safely, I think you can go into it. It doesn't. I wouldn't say there's like a time limit, but if you're doing
Mhm.
good in practice and you're comfortable and starting to find your rhythm, then yeah, I think you can compete in an amateur tournament.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything
Yeah, I
wrong with that.
agree. All right. I got some juicy questions here
Because I
coming
had
in,
I had
courtesy
my
of.
first super match.
Yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I had my first super match. I think 6 months into me arm wrestling, and that was with Aaron Scheremeyer. It's like 4 to 6 months in arm wrestling. I had my first real super match with a considered pro.
Mhm.
That was a good one.
All right. I got a good question from Mr. Armbender.
Yes.
In your opinion, how many months or years do you have until you have a chance to beat Mr. Alan Fisher?
2 years. I would say
2 years.
2 years. 2 years from now, and I mean, he's not getting any younger. Like,
Yeah, he's an old guy.
there's, he is an old guy, but yeah, I think he's at the top for sure. Yeah, I'd say probably 2 years until I can probably get a sneak a win on him.
Okay. He's just quick. I don't know why he's that fast for an old guy.
Dude, he's so twitchy. He's so fast. It's so inspiring.
All right. Let's see. So, if you had a choice to pull in the following promotions, which one would you do? King of the Table, East versus West, Arm Wars, or Monster Factory?
Oh, definitely East versus West, because I mean the way they set you up like they do them pretty frequently. So
Mhm.
how they set up and structure the super matches based on how you do and how consistent they are. That's like the buzz right now is East versus West. So definitely that.
Are you planning on competing in the East versus West qualifier?
No, I won't be able to make it out. Unfortunately, that would be amazing.
Damn.
No,
And so, what tournaments do you have lined up for 2023?
whatever works. I mean, I'm down for really any tournament. It's got to kind of fit the schedule. I'm going on a cruise in April, so that's kind of taking a hit for sure. And then just kind of probably bouncing back from that and seeing what's up. I definitely things in California. I want to do one in Nevada if there is one,
Yeah.
and kind of stuff.
Do you kind of compete where you're like, okay, I want to have try my hand at Alan Fisher, right? So I know he's going to be in San Diego or whatever. So you do that tournament. Is that kind of how you're thinking?
Yeah, I mean that would definitely be one way to do it for sure.
Mhm.
But then even if you beat him in the tournament, there's got to be a super match.
Yeah.
You got to go fresh for fresh, best of five or whatever you guys pick. But yeah, I think that'd probably be the easiest way to find him. Would just go to a tournament in San Diego and he'll be there.
And so between Alan Fisher, Kevin Palco, because he's all the rage now, and
Yeah,
Isaac Luna, which one do you say you're the most closest to?
that's so hard to answer. Um, Isaac Luna is so jacked, and I know he's such a little
He
brick
really is.
wall, and yeah, dude, that guy's swole as shit. And Kevin Palco is so smart and technical. He's been doing it for
Mhm.
so long. It's strength wise, I'd probably say I'm a little stronger than Kevin, but I still think that'd be a hell of a match. I know he likes to hook too. Um, maybe Kevin,
So which
in
one
my
would you rather
opinion.
have a match with?
Palco,
Palco for
probably
this
yeah,
year?
probably Kevin. Yeah,
Okay. What would you say is your most memorable match?
I think my most memorable win would probably be beating Kirby.
Oh yeah,
That
the
would
very
be
first time, right?
yeah, the first time I beat Kirby. That'd definitely be my most memorable because that was the milestone. Was Kirby.
Yeah.
Antonio was the guy, and then there's Ovi. But yeah, when I got the win on Kirby, that was when I was like, okay, like I'm good. And
What
then
was what was your thinking after you beat Kirby? Was it like a sense of relief, like it's a good judge of kind of your
it
training
was
and stuff like that, or was it like,
yeah,
oh shit,
yeah,
what's
absolutely.
next?
Yeah, it definitely was. It was a sense of pride, and I mean, I'd been working so hard for quite a while. And when I first started arm wrestling, I didn't stop. I haven't stopped. I've been consistent with it day in and day out. And when I was finally able to get that win, there was almost a like what's next kind of thing. But I was just so happy to get that and try to secure it, and I'm happy.
Would you ever have a match with Kirby again, or do you think you're way beyond that now?
I would love to have a match with Kirby again. He told me like 2 weeks ago, if we were at a practice, he's like, "I'm gonna beat you in 2023." I'm like, "All right, well." So Kirby. I remember that when I beat him at the fair, he's like, "Can you email me a picture of your face so I can go home and beat it up?" So they'll
Probably for
always be that.
motivation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would love to have a match with Kirby.
Yeah, I think Kirby, like all he does is like he'll tell me like I did a few pull-ups. That's pretty much it.
Dude, he's looking jacked. He's been actually like working out every day, like in the
Yeah,
gym. When I saw him last time, he was 175, like looking beefy, looking
yeah.
good.
How do you structure your exercises in the gym?
So the way I do it, it's definitely different through like a regular maintaining, but then if I have a match coming up, I'll go through a little bit of both. When I'm just regular day in day out training, I work out 5 days a week in the gym, and I'll do regular bench, squat, deadlift, that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
and just gym workouts. And then every other day I'll still do like hand and wrist, and I'll pull every week. So I have 1 week of arm wrestling, 5 weeks in the gym, and then every other day arm wrestling specific. And then coming up to a match like now, I'll probably arm wrestle 3 times a week, still be in the gym 5 days a week, and
Mhm.
um, on like just arm wrestling specific every other day as well.
So how do you
So
recover from that? Do you just like increase your calories?
yeah, I have been gaining weight, so it's definitely a lot of eating, sleeping, um, icy hot, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. And then
icy hot. You always smell like icy hot.
I do always smell like icy hot. That is true. Caleb, fair warning, I'll probably smell like icy hot. So there's that.
I got some
Definitely.
questions here for you.
Yeah.
Speaking of calories, are you ever going to move up weight classes?
Oh, 100%. I definitely want to. Right now, I'm actually the heaviest I've ever been. Low 160s. So I know you and Caleb were talking about like a weight thing,
Yeah.
and I think he's going to be coming in at like 165. I'll probably be 163, 164 as well, maybe 162, but somewhere in that range. I definitely want to get as heavy as I can and as strong as I can. So even if that means going to 185, eventually I want to do it.
You know what would be interesting is you know that guy John Therian?
Oh yeah, he's an animal.
Yeah, that guy's a fucking beast. What
Yeah,
weight class is that guy in?
198, I think.
190. Damn, he's big.
Yeah,
I
he's a
didn't
pretty
think he
big
was that
dude.
big.
Hmm.
All right, question for you. When is he
Yes.
coming back to Cali or San Diego again? Didn't get a chance to pull him, but we pulled at the same tournament from Benji Mack.
Okay. I actually have a cousin that lives in San Diego, so I go up and visit him kind of frequently. So I definitely want to go out and have a practice with you guys and visit as many clubs as I can out there. So I would say definitely probably middle of this year. Definitely this year I'll be in San Diego for sure. Love to pull with you guys.
So no future plans for a tournament. Just kind of depends on your schedule.
Yep, just depends what comes up. I'm open
Okay.
to really anything.
And where's your cruise going to be?
So it's going to be out of Miami to Bimini, Honduras, and somewhere else. Mexico's looking
Nice.
pretty scary, so they might be rerouting. So I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll see as it gets closer. I know it's a 6 day cruise.
Nice. Is it like all inclusive?
Yeah, it is. It's an 18 and up cruise. Virgin voyages, nothing virgin about it. So it'll be a fun time. It'll be cool.
All right. And so when's your match? February 4th, right?
February 4th at noon. Yeah.
Nice. Oh,
I,
here we
I
go.
love, yeah.
Out of the AZ pullers new to around 2 years, which have the most potential? So in Arizona, from the Berserker. Let's go by weight classes.
Okay.
So
So
let's say below 180. Who has the most potential in your opinion?
out of the new guys,
Yeah.
dude, that's so hard. And I'm so bad with names, but I remember meeting, there's been so many new people this year and last year. I think the Mata brothers are incredible. So those lighter
Yeah.
weight guys, the Mata brothers are really good. I know the oldest brother is strong as hell as well. And he's heavier. I think he's maybe 200 pounds, but he's super strong. Uh, I would say the Mata brothers, probably.
Mata brothers.
Yeah.
What about over 200? Over 200 pounds.
Can I still consider Sid new?
Yeah, of course. He's still new.
I
When
probably,
he's not hurting himself, he's pretty good.
yeah, I'd probably say Sid. I mean, the guy benches 600 pounds. Incredible.
Yeah.
I was pulling with him today, and wow, he's very strong.
What do you think of you pulled a Reagan before, right? Also a new
Who?
guy. You know the former Cardinals player?
Yeah, yeah. I gripped up with him once or twice. He's incredible too. Um,
Yeah, he's got a ton
he,
of potential.
yeah, he does. He did so well. I think all the guys have incredible potential coming in, and there's a big drive. A lot of them they really love the sport, and if you love it enough, you can go as far as you want. So
Yeah,
I'm
I tell the new guys this. It's like everything is relative, right? So all the people that we have here in Arizona, like a lot of the people, whether it's like Miguel, Wayne, Eric, um, Ron, Dustin, those guys all place top three every single tournament. They
yeah.
can consistently place a top three. And
Oh
you,
yeah.
like that's who you're arm wrestling against. You know, you're like this isn't just some some kind of amateur level guys. Like if you it's a great way to kind of gauge your progress. So like if you do better against like let's say your new guy, you do better against Joseph, like you're a top three guy at every single tournament. So
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, if there's someone 150 pounds coming in beating me, I'm shipping them out. they're going everywhere. I mean that's awesome. And I think even Michael Layton, bro, his left is stupid strong. I'm
Yeah,
excited to
Mike.
see that.
Michael's actually he's gotten really really good. Like
He
I've told him
has.
in for how weird he is, he's actually pretty good. So just
Every
continue being a weirdo.
dude, every arm wrestler is a weirdo.
Everybody's
And they're
fucking weird. But
I
it's like
know.
I think like it's like
I
all the
love it.
fucking weird people found each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
Definitely.
message from Arm Wrestling CEO Mr. Mirza. He's actually ranked top 25 in North America at 242. Yo, I
Ooh.
was in here earlier. Saw your message about pushing back a day. What's up, man? That's pretty much it. That's all the questions I have. What's your parting words? What's your message for your opponent?
Can't wait to arm wrestle you, man. Be strong, train well, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm super excited. I think this is going to be such an awesome match. I'm more excited about this match than I have been with anyone. There's no justice in the tournament polling. I mean, our styles and how different we are is going to make for one hell of a match, man. I'm so excited, and we're both fast, both strong, both have
Mhm.
our niches. That's going to be super cool. I'm looking forward to it, and I think
Yeah.
it'll be great for arm wrestling. I mean, he's a very familiar face, kind of getting up there too. And I, like you said, I think it'll be really good for both of us, win or lose. I'm just excited to see how it goes. I know it's going to be a war, and that's what I'm getting ready for. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We're gonna get great video. I just
Oh yeah,
signed a contract for the videographer, so I'm paying that guy. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna try to do it like that, like WAL style, where we have like lapel microphones. Because I know Caleb loves to make the noises, so we'll have the
yeah, he
lapel
does.
microphones. We'll have like overhead microphones. We'll have the videographer doing his video thing, and then we'll
So
try
it's
to
gonna
make it
be
cool.
yeah, it's gonna be a legit match.
And then we'll up the ante next time, and we'll just keep going up from there. It's gonna be great. And you're frozen.
Yeah, absolutely. It lagged pretty bad.
Yeah. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or your Wi-Fi, but yeah, that's pretty much it, Joseph. I appreciate
I
your
don't know.
time. All right.